Hey guys, my name is Pepper and today I'm gonna show you everything you need to know about our newest pack, Dust and Dreams. So I'm here in Ableton, and when you download Dust and Dreams and found it in your file browser, you should see the folders here. We got all the sounds organized in different folders, so you will find your kicks in the kick folder and your snares here, hats, and so on and so forth. Some customers wrote us an email asking how to use the kit and even asking, is this a plugin? Is this a contact library? And just to clarify, Dust and Dreams is audio files only. So most of these sounds, there are over 120 sounds in the pack, and most of these sounds are one-shots. And we got hat loops and drum loops, but most of these files are one-shots. And one way to use those one-shots is what is called a drum rack in Ableton. You will find something similar in your DAW, and with the drum rack I can just drag and drop these files in the drum rack and then program my drum loop to my liking. So I'm just gonna quickly choose a kick here, maybe this one, then I'm gonna look for a snare, this one, and then I'm gonna choose a hi-hat, short one, this one. I'm gonna generate a region on the drum rack channel, and now I'm able to program my drum loop. I'm gonna actually make this a little bit shorter, set my kick, and my snare. Copy the snare over. Then I'm gonna get the hi-hat in, maybe do like a little bit offbeat, maybe a triplet kick thingy here, and now I got my drum loop going. That's one way to do it. Another way is to just simply drag and drop the files on your audio tracks directly. So I'm just gonna choose the kick and drag it on my audio track, and do the same with the snare. Choose a different one here. Copy the snare over. And I can also bring in a hi-hat here. Super simple, just drag and drop in everything. Now maybe you think this sounds a little bit stale, because this is just the same sound all the time, and it sounds a little bit robotic. That's why we got the hat loops. We got 10 hat loops in there, actually 9 hat loops and 1 shaker loop. This is something that not all drum kits have. These loops were played by us, which means they're not super perfect. Every hit is a little bit different. It's not perfectly on the grid. Some hats have more swing to them, some have less. And you can also just drag and drop these in. Luckily, when I'm in Ableton, it automatically stretches the hat loops to the tempo of my project. Sometimes it doesn't do that, and you have to manually stretch the sample to your project tempo. In Ableton, it works like this. You have to hit warp, hold the shift key, and go at the end of the file here. Hold shift and just drag it so it hits the end of the loop. And now this hat loop should be played back at the correct speed. When it's not warped, it will sound like this. And this will work in every DAW. It doesn't matter what program you use, you should always be able to stretch these loops to your desired BPM. So the same goes for the drum loops. We made these loops when we were working on the pack. We always make a lot of beats with the sounds. This way we are able to check if samples work, because some samples they don't work. You're not able to make a great sounding beat with them. And this is a good way to figure out which sample work and don't work. And these are some of the drum loops exported from the beats we made. I'm just gonna quickly show you some of them. This is a good way when you just in a session wanna get a quick drum loop going. You just drag some of those into your session. All right, and now I'm just gonna go through some of these sounds so you have a better idea of what's in the pack. So we got the kicks here. Snares. Some toms. We got some hats, of course. Head rolls. Cymbals. And some open hats. Different speeds, opening and closing the hats. And we got some tom fills. They are also BPM labeled. It's the same concept with the hat loops or the drum loops. You can put these at the end of your beat when it loops again. It's a great way to transition into another section of the song maybe. One thing I want to talk about is the whole recording process of the pack, because in some of these sounds you can hear, for example in this snare I think, yeah, you can hear the tail. On some of these sounds there is a tail which is really noisy, and this comes from the cassette recorder we used. We recorded all these sounds onto our Tascam cassette recorder to make it have this boom bap lo-fi kind of feel to it. When playing back these sounds you can change the speed of the tape, and this gave us different tunings of kicks and the snares and the toms, and this is what's really special about this kit. This was the first time where we recorded everything on the tape. You can even hear it on the hats. They're all super low passed. There is not much high end in there. And I think you can hear it on the whole drum loops as well. This kick, for example, is super distorted actually. But it sounds really good, I feel like. So I think, yeah, that's everything there is to this kit. Of course, if you have any questions, feedback, let us know, hit us up with an email. And yeah, I think that's all.